What's up, everybody? Showtime is Blazer King with King's Critiques, and my lord, this season of anime is packed full of so many good things. Like, we already had a whole week full of good shows, and granted, I have a couple of shows I haven't even given you guys yet. Well, at least one show, but that one's gonna have to be hyper edited. You'll find out. For now, we have two new shows that popped up today on Monday, at minimum. I think there may be even three I want to check out at least. But first, we have My Hero Vigilante Edition, which is the spin-off right before the final season comes out. And honestly, I've been kind of excited for this one to see what happens, because I heard from a lot of sources that the manga for it was actually pretty good, so this should be good. That's like the third time I've said the word good. Anywho, if you want to hang out for conversations, that'd be highly appreciated if you did. Otherwise, at the least, please don't forget, hit the like button, subscribe, and let the whole video run through the limit to get the watch time, because that would be much appreciated. That being said, well, let's get to it. So we're getting the same recap we did with the first episode of the original My Hero. That's neat, I guess. Just in case somebody's like, no, I won't watch the whole thing of the other one, but I will watch the spin-off. Which it would be silly, but there are probably some people who did that. See, why am I wheezing? Common misconception, vigilantes are better heroes than the actual heroes. See, take instance Batman versus the police. I'll trust Batman to take my, criminal of choosing over the police at any time. Because in 99% of the cases, what do the police do? Well, we gotta wait for this form and a warrant and blah, 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 blah. And Batman's just like, where's Rachel? Where's Rachel? I'm sorry, I'm going with the latter. So not only is it a spinoff, it's also technically a prequel. First and last episode respects, we do watch the intro and outro if applicable. So on the YouTube side, don't forget to fast forward because this is going to be boring otherwise. On the Patreon end, y'all can listen with me, so that's sweet. And the cut-up version, completely irrelevant to the discussion. Also, I will add on that I'm kind of impressed at the fact that the lead female isn't some stupidly hot girl like in most anime. Because, 90% of anime, it's just like, here's your lead girl. She's stupidly hot. They didn't do that here. They could have given us someone that looks, I don't know, at minimum the body type of like Ochako, which, she's not stupid hot, but, and like that, I would not have surprised me. So the fact we get someone like, what the fuck was her name? Popkick? Sure. I'm kind of impressed to see what kind of shit will go down with her, because, probably got that bratty kind of attitude outside of the disguise, but somebody get this man a Snickers. He's not the same when he's hungry. Well, you mean it was your bike. Now it's a snack. Oh hey, a young All Might. Ow. Yeah, look what you did while I'm holding my bottle completely upside down. This is totally gonna go well. In whose direction? Well, that's the better question. Okay, that's why he didn't mind getting on his hands and knees, though, because he knew that would be the perfect position to get away, worst case scenario. Hey, listen, I would take something like that, honestly. Like, you don't actually have to move on your own 2 feet, so there's less actual work to get around. I'd take moving a little bit slower to just get around easier. Really would suck to come across some jagged rocks, though. Like, you just glide over one of those and you cut your hand open, you're kind of fucked. Then again, this is not only anime, but Japan. Because, like, I can't speak personally, but from the shit I've seen, Japan keeps their streets a lot cleaner than America. Fucking, you run around in America like that, and you fucking have risk of not only running your hand over jagged rocks, but, like, glass, or, I don't know, depending on where you are, heroin needles or something. Okay, but to be fair, being an idol is only half about your voice. Like, being an idol really is about energy. It's kind of like, it's similar to being a pop star in America, except for the idols are more attractive a majority of the time than most pop stars. I'm not gonna name names, but I mean, there are a lot of people in the zeitgeist that are not nearly as attractive or talented as people make them think they are. And I'm just gonna leave it at that. Hey, I get it. I look up to people taller than me too. Literally, and because they're taller than me in the figurative sense. I'd like to be a 6-foot freak and be able to attract 90% of women. Like, that'd be cool. I'm not. And I'm kind of stuck where I am in all sorts of life, and also that. Sliding around, you run over liquid and you're kind of fucked. Okay, you Wolverine wannabe. You want to know something that cops don't do? Arrest people that randomly beat on other people in the streets. Sure, maybe if they catch them, but how often does that happen? We need vigilantes in our society, I'm just saying. Like somebody to roam the streets and just wait until they see some shit like that, and be like, hey, you three shouldn't be beating up on that kid. Oh, hey, what's it to ya? Just hit him over the head with a mallet. Oh, that's what it is to me. You other two want something to say? Because, like, honestly, because, like, take Texas, for example. There's a rule on, some kind of self-defense. And I know there's specifics to that rule that you only take in case as much force as you need. But listen, if you see a group of people beating up on one person, you need an equalizer. I've said this in multiple shows I do, in multiple cases of not having ever been bullied myself. I cannot say on that aspect, at least physically bullied, but being a human piece of garbage that would do everything to try and get some sort of revenge on society. I'm sorry, if I saw somebody being bullied like that just on the street, I'd find the nearest blunt instrument and help out. Yep. Bonus points if you find a bike and throw it at somebody. Okay, but like, catching something somebody drops, I'll at least give them points for because that's useful. Giving it... Is that Midoriya's mother on the left? Anyway, catching something somebody drops is kind of helpful, I guess? Okay, that's not technically vigilante work, but hell, if you all leave the house and do just genuinely kind shit, that's like the kind of vigilanteism that cops can't get pissed about 90% of the time. Could they if you're like on private property trying to do some shit? Yeah, obviously, but like... I can't even think of any examples to give, so we're just gonna click button. Hold on. You can't expect somebody who's just doing nice things to take out your fucking trash. That's just lazy. So you're just gonna accept random water from strangers? That's a great idea. Cockroach guy. No. What the fuck do these people want again? Literally, hopefully the third in their team shows up and beats the shit out of these guys, because I'm already getting sick of their face and it's only like 15 minutes into the first episode. Oh hey, even doubly so, by the way, for the type of people that need to get beat up on if you see it in person. Like, if you see somebody abusing, I'm not going to specify woman, because there are men that can be abused in such a way. But if you see somebody getting abused, not just physically, but also that kind of physically, doubly, that should be just immediate permission to be able to beat somebody over the head with something hard. Bad choice of words, but you know what I meant. See, case in point, he's standing right there. There's garbage over there, probably something very heavy inside of it. Or just pick up the whole garbage bag and bonk! Gotta be something heavy enough in there. Like, seriously, a hard instrument, a knife, just... Yeah, you don't have enough centrifugal force to knock him over. It was a good try and a distraction, but that did not help. This is why you need to grab weapons. Like, seriously, gliding around super fast is cool. Do you want to know what would be even cooler doing that? Having 2 knives in your hand so when you glide around you could cut somebody's ankles. And again, the Wolverine wannabe. With Bakugo aura. But worse. Yes, because you could totally have access to do that. Unless your pop star abilities give you like hypersonic voice and you can yell out, you kinda gotta rely on the guy above. And I don't mean that piece of shit. I mean the actual physically bulky guy standing up on the roof. Yeah, and he's also not that good at what he does because he just fell into the pile of garbage. Oh, hey, look, there's a garbage can there. Pick it up, throw it at these dumbasses' heads. Exactly what should have happened earlier. Hold. Hypocrites. They're hypocrites. People like that need to be pounded into paste. Look at what you're doing in your current situation on YouTube's end. Look at what the other guy was doing on his end. And you're asking, what the hell? Why did you do that? Listen. You're lucky that A, he didn't take the nut shot instead of the head shot and use whatever his quirk might be to blow that guy's testicles in twain, and then come after you two dipshits, because you're actually in a worse position than he was. Yeah, he was gonna pound the fucking shit out of the dude with his spiky hands, but like, honestly, I think that's less offensive than what you two are doing. So, like, I'm sorry, whatever happens to them is too good. Like, this is my hero, so people dying doesn't happen as often, sadly, unless it's the villains killing the good guys. But maybe we can see a little bit of blood. Janitor of the Fist. Again, hypocrite. Listen, I have things in my brain going on to where they're ready to snap at any instance, but I'm still willing enough to say that they're fucking hypocrites. But then again, aren't the bad people in the universe usually hypocrites? I'm not gonna get into specificities, but really, it looked like you were. Also, I'm gonna add on that in Pop's case, she should probably carry around proper weapons too. Because even if she gets rescued by somebody after the fact, it's always a good opportunity to be like, oh hey, these two are talking. Go up to the big guy, throat slit. Go up to the reptile dude, throat slit. And the Wolverine wannabe, dick stab. Am I overly violent when it comes to these things? I'm not violent enough when it comes to these things. Because again, never been physically bullied. Mentally, emotionally, oh hell yeah, over the past 16 years. But like, that don't mean I'm gonna, not explain what you should do under these situations. You know, if you are a person who was in trouble of almost being SA'd and then you do end up being rescued, I'm sorry, you just take out your attacker so they don't do it to anyone ever again. That's what should be a thing. If you're just some innocent guy trying to help somebody out and getting beat up, when that person who's beating you up gets distracted, same fucking thing. There are a lot of really bad people in this world that don't need to be here anymore. People always say, oh, another chance, another chance. Listen, don't like giving people another chance anyway, so why not just take them out on the first offense? Because, like, there's a difference between being crazy or being pressured and doing something insane. That usually pertains to robberies, by the way. And then there's those types of people. Yeah, he's unlicensed, he's a vigilante, but that means he doesn't have to fall within the parameters of the law, which is for the better. And you two are so stupid you started talking while that guy was still semi-conscious. My point of, kill them before they get a chance to do anything else. They're bad at their job. Like, this is going to be entertaining for the most part, I imagine, but, like, episode 1 really is taking on a serious turn of reminding people that when you see people doing fucked up things, you need to make sure they're unconscious or fucking dead. But see, he's not dead, he's just in with the trash, so you should, like, go over there and until he's fucking paste in the ground. Yeah, nothing feels better than pounding on villains, but you don't do it enough, I'm just saying. Like, what are you, Saitama? One punch and you're done? Come on, man. Like in Saitama's case, he 90% of the time kills his opponents when he does that shit. So, like, take note and just finish him off. Or in Mortal Kombat style, finish him. Just one punch right to the bridge of the nose. I wish you'd leave my house, goes through his fridge. See, like, I will say he's probably the more useful of the vigilantes right now, but I'll also add on, he's kind of a dick, isn't he? Like, the strongest one, the dumbest one, and also the most obnoxious one. Yeah, this'll go well. Technically, in Japan, I'm pretty sure age of consent for drinking is 18. Yeah, see, why are they allowed to walk away? Like they're probably about to encounter the hypervillain and be stronger for the next episode, and then they'll need to beat them up again. Just, why do they allow them to walk away after what they were doing? Like, how hard is it to, I don't know, punch their legs as hard as possible and shatter them so they can't walk again? They're not good vigilantes. Like, at least Batman would fucking throw them in front of the police station. They are not good vigilantes. I will add on, though, going comic style and adding the onomatopoeias are kind of funny. No, Trigger is either a hot character from Zenless Zone Zero or a really good anime company. Oh yeah, they'll totally be useful and do something. The heroes might do something, but the police? Fuck are they gonna do? Wait for a warrant to arrest them? I love how he questions the guy up and hitting them first thing, when, I'm sorry, that's usually the best thing to do when it comes to drug addicts and villains as a general rule of thumb. Like, I'm sorry, like, drug addicts cause their own issues, number one, and villains, well, are villains, whether it be super villains or actual villains. And, like, sure, there's a lot of the time that actual villains aren't the actual villains, and they're a lot better people than other people say. Again, won't say anything else on that. Well, okay, I will. I'll add in, because, you know, I mean, there are a lot of people who get thrown in prison who shouldn't be there, but... Point being, when you see somebody who's a drug addict and, you know, clearly had a choice in the matter, trying to harass somebody, for example... Similar thing to what I said about people, you know, beating up on somebody. Just put them to sleep and let them nap somewhere. Preferably in front of a police station so they can get some help. But, because, like, drug abusers, yeah, they might cause their own problems, but 99% of the time, that's all they're causing problems for is themselves. Has there been a lot of incidents where drug addicts try to steal money from people? Yeah, and those are the types you can beat to within an inch of their life or something, but again, they cause their own problems, and that caused a little psych break, but... Okay, I will add in real quick, though, on her end. It's cool that she wants to be, you know, a pop-up idol or something, but sweetheart, wear a longer skirt if you're going to be performing above people on a street light or something. Because you're going to attract the kind of people you don't want. And, like, that's not like the usual bitching about how women dress for whatever reason. No, you're literally above them. Like, that seems like an intentional clothing choice so they can look up at your, you know? He doesn't have a choice. Dude, that's just a fucking business guy. Why... He's just walking and minding his own business. Why do you gotta harass the dude? That's not called for. Like, that's technically a level of bullying. Like, that's not a level of bullying that deserves getting the shit kicked out of you, but, like, don't approach some random dude and be like, yo, stick out your tongue. That's harassment, for one. Then watch it actually pops open and shows a bunch of crazy shit in his briefcase. Okay, well, not crazy shit. I didn't expect it to be action figures, but sure. Hey, do not make fun of that. I'm a grown-ass adult that has dolls. Really, like, come on, you can't call them fucking dolls. Especially not, like, some of them back there, you know? I will need your excuse your life story. Oh, yeah. Aizawa. Sup, bro? Oh, no. Of course. Of course that would be where the episode ends off. Alright, yeah, we're gonna listen to the outro and then we'll talk about the episode. Yeah, cool episode preview. We don't like those because what's the fun in spoilers? Alright, so. Didn't expect them to take such an intense twist in the first episode with things. I will be completely honest. But what I will say is, yeah, when people are taking excessive force into things that people are doing fucked up things, that's probably a good thing. You know, your essay, your general bullying of somebody who's weaker than them, etc. That's why you pound the living shit out of those people. You know? Arrest them, that's all fine dandy, they'll be back later. Shatter their legs, also just as good. But, like, the people like those three that were on the streets do not deserve to be walking on the streets. But, I said all I needed to about that earlier. This is going to be a fun show. Maybe a little bit darker than the original My Hero for Season 1, but suppose we'll see on that much, and y'all can let me know your opinion, see if I, like, push things a little bit too far. I didn't. Listen, vigilanteism is a good thing. Ask Batman. But, that said, you can let me know your thoughts on all of that in the comment section down below as per usual. And it'd be highly appreciated if you could hit the like, or also let me know about any other shows, movies, etc. I should check out this season, next season, or in general. Hit the like button, subscribe to the gaming channel in the description down below. Ring both bells like Facebook, Twitter, Moosky, keep updated with things, TikTok, Patreon. Get the full unedited visuals and audio, the stuff I upload here. Twitch, subscribe there for benefits. Can do so at Twitch Prime for free. And, well, you get benefits doing that. And that helps me out more for the temporary than the long term. But the long term, subscribe to the Red platform. And for the long term, I've been on the Red platform. Check out the playlist here. Let it run. Check stuff out. Have conversations, all that. Check out the video that YouTube recommends you here, or the bigger version of the cut-up video. And that all being said, it's been the Blazer King with King's Critiques out. Ta-ta for now. Peace.